I don't know about you, but if you've been on a dance floor recently, there's something happening. And I don't see anyone really talking about it, at least not in any real sense. When you look back through the generations, there's one social dynamic that really hasn't changed. Not through wars, not through technology, not through cultural shifts. Hell, not even through changes in musical taste. From Elvis Presley to Nicki Minaj, from the jitterbug to the Dougie. And when they're not dancing for TikTok nowadays, they're dancing as a way to be social. The dance floor has always been and still is a space where people are drawn to. It's a meeting place, a risk zone, a room where attraction, confidence, rejection, and curiosity all can coexist. That hasn't gone anywhere. And despite everything, dating apps, screens, algorithms, people aren't dancing any less. If anything, since COVID, more people are out. There's more bodies in rooms. There's more music, less isolation. You can thank the good Lord above. So this setting, it didn't disappear. The ritual didn't die. But what has changed? Well, what has changed is what it means to move through that space. Modern dating is already very complicated, but for heterosexual men, specifically men who still approach, still risk rejection, and still try to read the room, the pressure has quietly become absurd. And no, before you think it, this isn't resentment. It's an observation. Walk into almost any dance venue today, and the environment is layered. The dance floor is and always has been a place for self-expression. And if there's anything the 2000s championed, it's just that. I never experienced dance floors pre-2000. But in 2026, from what I see, well, let me tell you what I see. You've got women out together, and often more so than men. And on the surface, that sounds promising for a self-expressive heterosexual guy like myself. But hold your horses. Yes, you've got women out together, but eyes can be deceiving, very deceiving. And once you really look, your mind is left having to piece together a puzzle. That puzzle? Well, let me try to decipher it for you. You see, you've got women who don't seem to be interested in men at all. You've also got women who could possibly be men. Now, hold your horses yet again, because I have to say that you still got men, good dudes, standing there, trying to do the one thing that they've always been told to do, and that's read the moment. But the moment is no longer simple. What we're dealing with is dynamics that aren't immediately legible. Sure, men are dancing with women, but you've still got men standing there, scanning, calculating, trying to read signals. And the signals aren't clear by any means, especially when you're processing initial observations through the lens of self-expression. And for me personally, that processing leads to two immediate conclusions. First, I wish I was a homosexual. No, this is not my coming out party, for real. Those dudes have it made. Women have no problem dancing with them. And honestly, sometimes it looks like they're working their hetero out on each other, right there on the dance floor. Now I'm serious. I can't be the only one seeing this and thinking this. Now that's the first conclusion. What follows next is something else entirely. A level of visual self-control that does not come naturally to heterosexual men. We're scanning the dance floor, seeing women out dressed to impress, until your eyes look onto something that doesn't quite make sense. And you quickly learn that there's a reason for that. And let me tell you this, they pretty much stick out like a sore thumb because no woman looks at a man that aggressively. And as a man, you're just trying to figure things out. So if your curiosity lingers too long, well, now you got a problem on your hands. And I'll be straight up. I don't care how feminine a trans man or trans woman presents themselves. I'm not interested. Period. Never will be. But if your eyes don't see through the costume fast enough, well, you're in trouble. And here's the kicker. You can't fix stupid. And maybe what I'm saying is stupid. Maybe I'm the stupid one. But you also can't express yourself as a straight man anymore. Hell, I was born this way. And unfortunately, for me, the moment is no longer simple. For my generation, it really never has been. But it used to be simpler. Those were the days. Now things have only become more complicated because you're not just noticing attraction anymore. You're interpreting identity, orientation, intent, context. And if you misread it, even respectfully, the cost isn't just rejection. It's misunderstanding, it's being labeled careless, or worse, for attempting an honest human connection. Now that's pressure. And for those men like myself who managed to get past the initial complexity of observation, we're still left competing, but not just with other men, with other women. And now you might think you know what I'm referring to here, but hold your horses again. I don't know who's holding all these horses, but stay with me, please. I'm not talking about women who like women, although yes, we're competing with them too. I'm talking about women who masquerade as friends. And look, friends, protecting friends matters. I get that. But I have to wonder how much of that protection is actually jealousy. It's not like I look across the dance floor and see hordes of dangerous men prowling for the vulnerable. Do those guys exist? Oh, yes, absolutely. But they are few and far between, unless I'm missing something. Because at the rate women step in between average guys just trying to dance, you'd think most men on the floor were predators. And I can't help but wonder if jealousy doesn't play a larger role in these interactions between women and their protecting friends. It's no secret women often turn to their friends for advice. And that makes sense. Community matters. But sometimes friends don't advocate for connection. They advocate for protection. Protection from discomfort, from risk, from vulnerability. And protection taken too far doesn't empower, it isolates. And more often than not, that's exactly what I observe on the dance floor. Guys, from one heterosexual brother to another, am I wrong? And as if that wasn't enough, the same challenges men have always faced still exist. We're still navigating a space where approaching can be seen as intrusive, hesitation can be seen as weak, confidence can be seen as arrogance, and silence can be mistaken for indifference, all while being told, just be yourself, as if that advice came with instructions. This isn't a complaint, it's a question. Have we built a culture so focused on avoiding discomfort that we forgot connection requires risk from both sides? Have we protected ourselves so thoroughly that nobody knows how to cross the room anymore? Because attraction didn't disappear. Men didn't stop wanting connection. Women didn't stop wanting to be desired. What disappeared was permission to be imperfect, permission to misread and recover, to approach and adjust, to be human without being shamed for trying. And until we bring that back, the dance floor will keep feeling like a minefield instead of a meeting place. That's not progress. That's paralysis. One day at a time. One day at a time.